Without our sponsors, being a not-for-profit, our funds are very restricted on how we can spend them. And not that they need to be restricted to us, because we want to make sure those funds get spent in the programs that they were intended. So when we do a project like this, we think it's vital to get this word out, to get these breakout sessions, to get these opening sessions to you, the information to you, and give you the opportunity to network. But without sponsors, none of our events could happen. Job Fest, which served over 100 employers this year and over 2,000 job seekers again this year. Just amazing, amazing success. So without our sponsors, we can't carry out our mission. And this year is one of the first times that WGU Missouri has jumped on board to be one of our great sponsors. And we look forward to a long-lasting relationship with them as we both try to move forward and continue to grow our workforce. I apologize for my voice, but this is a great lady, and she's going to tell you all about WGU Missouri. It's the Chancellor, Dr. Angie Bessendorfer.
Thank you very much. You know, that's because the reason it's the first time that WGU Missouri has sponsored this is because we've only been even in existence for about a year as a state affiliate. WGU, the big university, has been around for over 15 years and has 45,000 students and 30,000 graduates across the country. And so you can think about that in relationship to MU. You know, that's kind of a little bit more than MU's enrollment is normally. And so it's very different. Just because of time, I'm going to show a really quick video that gives you a little bit of background on what we are.
Rarely do things get better by chance. They get better by change. In 1997, 19 governors crossed party lines to develop an innovative approach that would expand access to affordable higher education for working adults like you. Their vision, a new kind of university that harnesses the power of technology and reimagines the process of learning. Western Governors University. WGU is an online, nonprofit accredited university that offers bachelor's and master's degrees in education, health professions, information technology, and business. At WGU, we put you at the center of your education. You're measured on the knowledge you possess, not how many hours you spend in a classroom. Through competency-based learning, you can move quickly through material you already know, so you can focus on what you still need to learn. You can study on your schedule, not someone else's. You receive one-on-one support from faculty mentors. And while other universities can cost tens of thousands of dollars a year, tuition's only about $6,000 a year, no matter how many courses you take. WGU's innovative approach to education is getting noticed. If you're ready, then come join more than 40,000 students across all 50 states, determined to change their lives for the better. Welcome to Western Governors University, the university of you.
I told you that we've been around for over 15 years, and we were designed really to help change states. Those governors that kind of pitched in the seed money to start up, which we don't get any ongoing state support from any state. They did that because they felt like that they really needed to address the workforce. That's why this is a good partnership for us, is because we're really focused on making sure that our people become better, and our country and our states and our families and our communities become stronger. That's what it was about. We are a nonprofit. We're designed for that. We're not about doing things that get at other things. It's not about making money. It's really about helping people, and it's just different. And in fact, when the governors began this, they said there's this thing called the internet. Let's use that to help the people that are in our state that have some college and no degree to get there, because in order for us to build the kind of workforce we need, we can't just focus on 18-year-olds. That takes way too long to get us to where we need to go. And so our average age student is 37, and we've become an innovative disruptor in higher education. And so because of that, there's a lot of other things that have happened. In addition, as a pioneer in online learning and using a competency-based approach, we've really had to prove ourselves up, because, you know, I'm from Missouri and you got to show me. And I was an educator, and really you can teach somebody to be a teacher online? I'm not so sure. I remember thinking all those things, and I wouldn't be standing here today if I didn't believe that WGU has the integrity and the quality factors that are there. And so in the exhibit hall, there's one brochure that's our annual report, and it actually has a lot of third-party outside evaluators that talk to students, talk to employers, and find out really where's the quality, and it's amazing, the results. 57% of employers say a WGU grad is better prepared than somebody else that has a degree from another university, the same degree. 57% say better. That says something different. I think personally, because I'm an educator and I'm going to think about it in a different way, probably is that's probably because we're serving adults who have experience, who have life experiences, and they know what not to do and what to do and all of that. But it's also something that really values the adult learner, because you're not spending time sitting in class listening to somebody or waiting for something to happen online so that you can then respond to a post so that you can get some points for the grade book and all of that. We don't even give grades. We let you attain a competency. And so our goal is to decrease the gap between what employers need and what students graduate with. And we do that by bringing in people from the outside who are living those lives. And we say, what should graduates know and be able to do in order to be successful in that role? We pair those folks with people from academia to define these are the competencies. And then with that, there are no electives. So if you have this degree, we know exactly what you can do. You can't get an A and an F and then average out to a C and pass and move along. At WGU, you're competent in all of those things, or you don't get your degree. It can take you as long as you need for it to take you, and we'll give you multiple opportunities to try, but it's something that's the level that everybody has, and that's a level of a B or higher on all of those competencies that are defined, and so it makes it very different. A few of the things that I would want you to know about WGU is that we really are trying to really make a big difference, and the reason that we have a state affiliate, which you can enroll if you're in Kansas or wherever, anywhere across the nation, although we don't accept international students. This is kind of an American university, and that's the way that it is. But we do accept people who are across and overseas in the military. But it's about really having a state focus on this. And so for Missouri to get started, Governor Nixon gave us some federal funds. We had $4 million to establish a state office. So I have an office in Clayton, Missouri, and St. Louis. And we have that. And with that requirement, then we had to have some Missouri employees. And so we now have 90 Missouri employees. Most of them are faculty members. We only have full-time faculty. We don't do adjunct faculty. Because we're that pioneer piece, we had to make sure that quality was there through and through, and that's what I think that you'll find. The thing is, with the model, you talk about return on investment and all of those kinds of things. Our tuition is about $6,000 a year, and it hasn't increased for 6 years, and we don't intend for it to. There's no talk about increasing our tuition. So it's something that it really is a very different thing, and it's growing. We're growing at a rate of about 15 to 20% a year in enrollment, and so it's something that makes sense for adults. And I believe that this is a way that we can change communities, families, and our state. For me, most of you may know, as assistant superintendent in Joplin, I've worked all my career in schools that had issues with poverty and all of those kinds of things that go along with that, in hopes that 12 years of education would make a difference for a kid, that they wouldn't have to live like that later. Now, with my new role, I'm hoping that in 3 years, I can make a difference for a family. I've sat across the table from so many bright people who had all the skills they needed in order to be successful for life in talking about their kids, but they didn't have the life chances that I had. Things didn't lay out like they laid out for me to be able to do that. They can do this, and what they need to know is that there's a new and different kind of university that's made for them. And my goal is to get that word out. We don't spend tons and tons of money like University of Phoenix, because we don't charge tons and tons of money like University of Phoenix. We're not University of Phoenix. We're very different. We get our word out by working with employers and saying, would you like to give your employees a benefit? And so part of my job is meeting with CEOs and directors of HR and VPs in HR to say, free benefit, doesn't cost you anything. We'll give a tuition discount. What we need is for you to help your employees know about this. And so we ask you to kind of inform it, do a launch, and then a couple of times a year we'll give you an article about one of your employees who's one of our students and their success to put in your newsletter. Simple and it's easy, and that's what I'm looking for. And so my cards are on the table. I'd love to visit with you about what we can do if you feel like that your employee group or you know an employee group that we need to be talking to. That's my goal. I get to travel around and tell great stories about what's the future is possible for people. And so I appreciate the time today and the opportunity to share with that. If you have any questions, please never hesitate to call me. So thanks so much. Are you next?